In here, I thought my first companion was going to be the cowboy guy. Although I do find it funny that both of them are Freestar Collective people that I found interesting. When did I come here? Oh yeah, get you gear or whatever. Or attempt to get you gear, that's for sure. Apparel. Actually, let me see what she's wearing first so I don't just grab something and it's worse.
Did you need something?
Return to your post. You might ask you. Let's trade gear.
I'm happy to help, Captain.
Okay, so her uniforms, it's a 20 physical. Oh, that's gonna be hard to hit. And then she does have shotgun stuff, so why does it show me? Shouldn't it be showing her? Why does it show me in the outfit? That's weird. Left button. Yeah, see, that's my inventory. That's her inventory. Why didn't it show her? So I gotta hit a
Bye,
20,
Captain.
I think. Excuse me. I gotta hit a 20 on the apparel. 15, 15, 15, 15. There's a 20. That one looks ugly. 20. I actually like that one better, so I'll hit that one, see if that looks good on her. 15, 15, 20. That's what she's wearing. 15, 15, 15, 15. I thought this one's 15. That's the USAC. I don't think I'm going to have her wear police uniform. That would be off character, honestly. She just complained about, like, the UC security. Yeah, okay. And then spacesuits. I think I'll just give her the Constellation spacesuit if I can, because why not? Right? Unless there's a better spacesuit on here. Not that I even know what her spacesuit is. It'll be random, I think. Actually, that's a good point. Whenever she gets in a spacesuit, I'll see what the spacesuit is rather than fiddle around with choosing. Although this one has very high thing. Yeah, I'll just get that for now. I might change it because where's the helmet for this? I think I had it here somewhere. Or maybe I just threw it away. Oh, there it is. I just passed it. And then there's a backpack for that, I believe, right there. And then I said weapons, so she's a shotgunner, so I have to get something that's a shotgun. I only think I have one shotgun option, honestly. And I might actually I am using a shotgun, so that might kind of not work. I mean, I'm sure she has a shotgun, so yeah. I thought I had another one of those. Oh, there it is. But it's a special shotgun. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to risk. I don't know if I want to risk it. $50 something. Actually, I'm not gonna change her shotgun. I'll just change her outfit. Because she might have like the exact same shotgun. So, okay, let's see if this works. If it doesn't, boy, I can't wait until
I was
I have
just
mods
thinking
to do
about you.
this.
I'll take that.
So it just says shotgun shells. Go to my inventory, throw in that. Then we'll go and throw in that. That. Did I throw in the helmet? No, there they go.
Your pack getting a little heavy?
Oh, can I not? Oh no, yeah, it says unequip. It says unequip. Okay. Perfect. I like that outfit so much more. Yeah, you can return to your post.
I'd be happy to catch up later.
Yeah, I think I like that outfit a little bit better. Although it looks like I didn't actually have to have something that was that for it to work for her. Let me just double check that, because if I can have an actually nicer looking outfit, that would be key. None of these like weird track suits or poncho suits. Where was that one that I liked earlier that I was just like, it just way worse? That seems more freestyle. Freestar Collective Space Rogue outfit. I love these like flight suits for the characters, or in general. I just wish it came in blue. I think I might put that on her then. Alrighty.
Missed the sound of my... I'm happy to help.
Happy to help. What does it look like? Oh, it didn't do anything.
Here, let me take that.
Oh, I put the wrong one. I didn't actually give it to her. I'm dumb. Take that.
Sharing is caring, right?
Sure. And then we'll equip that.
Nice chatting with you.
Okay, perfect. I like that so much better. We'll drop this little thing off, and then we will head back to Mars. Alright, let's go to Mars. Actually, I don't even have to walk all the way back. Oh no, we're not going to Mars actually. We have to talk to that person outside Mast. So let's go do that. Might as well, since we're already here. Even though I have some weird feeling they're gonna lock me in a quest to do something. I loved how solid the top of that tree was. I honestly thought I was gonna fall through it.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Hold on. I need to apparently troubleshoot something for somebody. Because they're an idiot if they're what? Oh. Let's see. 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 Oh. Um. Can you type it? Or like can you like send a picture? Can you type it? I don't know what I was saying. There we go. Boy, that's weird then. I have no idea. Honestly, the problem is probably on my end, to be absolutely fair. Um, the weird thing is other people have definitely chatted in the thing, so I know it's possible. So I tend to think it's your problem because I have had other people chat in the chat, so. Um, yeah, no, it just didn't come up on my thing. It's not even, let me see if it's actually on my page. Nope, it didn't. It didn't appear at all. It shows that like you viewed, so that's interesting. I don't know if it's like a setting that's like locking you out, honestly. Could be timing. I'm a normie after all. Yeah, no, I mean, that's my thing is like I am hard pressed to think that the problem is on my end because, or I'm not hard pressed to think the problem on my end because I've literally chatted with people that typed in the chat. Sorry, people, I'm talking to somebody I actually know that like said that they sent something in the chat and they didn't. At least they didn't on my end. I don't see it. Like the only thing I have set on the chat is slow messaging. I don't think that's stopping you because it's you can't send something every 5 seconds. Not like I don't see anything every 5 minutes or something like that. Like custom banner. Sending only. Answer my questions, please. Well, when it comes up on the chat, I'll answer your question. How about that? Um. Okay, let me see if I type in the thing. Well, like, can you read this? Can you see what I typed? God, why are you taking so long to respond? What's the delay? So you can see what I typed, but I can't see what you typed? That's so odd. Did you just create this account, maybe? I don't know. That's so weird. Chat will be cleared in anything settings. Maybe I have you, cause there are like things on here, suspicious users. Select which highlights see chat. This will not be visible to viewers in chat. Select which highlights you see in chat and how they show up. Highlights will not be visible to viewers in chat. I don't think that has anything to do with me. Show for. Are you in this game right now? Oh, I see, but like that doesn't change your thing, so I don't really understand. Um, can you type something again, maybe? The only reason I'm taking time is because I have seen people pop up in view and occasionally, but they don't say anything in the chat, so I don't know whether that was just like a fluke thing that one person. Now I know that one person that did communicate with me chat was actually somebody who also streams, so I don't know whether that's why. Like both people that I've communicated with, like they are also streamers. Um, but yes, I'll answer your question. So, Luke or young Luke 93 asks, are the outfits like with Hogwarts Legacy where you can change the aesthetic, um, but keep the perks of the other gear? So far it is not, as far as I can tell. There isn't um, like a separate thing where you can equip a gear because it's not like Hogwarts Legacy where there's actually gear equip slots, right? And then you have like next to it, um, whatchamacallit, your visual item slots. So you can put a gear down that has really good like stats, but then like for a gear but you like this gear aesthetic wise, you can put that in the visual slot. Like that's not a thing. I wish it was a thing. Honestly, I wish more games would do that because I end up like wearing ugly gear, or I either end up wearing ugly gear just so that I don't get like murdered so quickly in games, or I just say screw it and then I have a way tougher time at playing the game. No, that's fine. I really wanted to know, like, because again, if this is a problem you're having, I want to know whether it's on my end. Readable colors, emotes, celebration time, replies in chats. I don't think it is, but I only changed one setting when I first started when it came to chat, and I think it was just the 5-second thing, and that's just because I'm used to that on like Discord, because I have friends that just spam messages. Show moderation, chat appearance, screen reader, auto announce, chat highlights, delete messages. Click to reveal deleted message chat. Detailed show this content. Okay, no. Pause chat. Scroll only mouse over. Nope. Because I can see my message in the chat. Matter of fact, if I tab over, yeah. If I tab over to like the actual like web browser version of this, because I'm not looking at the chat through the web browser. I can see mine. I don't see yours at all. I don't know why though. Boy, that's annoying because I don't know whether that's an issue on your end or an issue on my end, actually. Because I can see, like, for like viewers, I can see you, like that you are a viewer. But I can't do anything besides that. I will have to actually look at that at some point. Also, clearly the like, oh, okay, no, the program that I'm using now says 3 viewers. I was gonna say my in-game thing only says 1, so I know there is a slight. Um, yeah, I have no idea, honestly. You should be able to. Can you type something in now? I did change a couple of settings. Maybe that it fixed it. If you're still watching, I have no idea. You haven't responded to a single thing I said. Um, I know you said you were about to go to bed anyway, but maybe it's because your account isn't verified or something. I don't know. That honestly was not helpful whatsoever. Uh, what's that? There's something that said click to fix the chat in 9 steps, and then when I hit that, it taking me the page doesn't exist. So I'm glad that we're on top of this. Okay, it says some users claim. I tried reloading it too, and it didn't really change it. Pop out chat. Will it, like, load your stuff? No. Like, everything seems fine as far as, like, tech-wise on this end. It said something about extensions, but I don't think I have any extensions installed. Mainly because I didn't install any extensions because I don't know anything about extensions. Right, the Twitch channel. Um. Yeah, I'm not really getting it. I don't. Try a different browser. Nope. Restart your router. View and rate. Try using the incognito mode. Why would that work? I have no idea. Google. Here, browsing data. Mozzarella. Time range. Scrolling down to cookie sites. Nope. Disable browser extensions. Are they talking about my browser extensions? I'm not even using a browser extension for this thing. Matter of fact, this is a new install of like Windows, so like I don't think I have manage extensions. Capital. Okay, we'll disable that. Disable that. Disable that. And we'll disable that. Okay, so I disabled my web browser stuff. Try to send a message now. If it doesn't work, I'll look at it later. I'm sorry it's not entertaining. I know it's not. I just wanted to figure it out now while I have somebody who's like watching and stuff, because it'd be harder to kind of gauge. Because obviously I can see my messages, so it's not that the messages aren't sending on my end. It's they're not sending on your end, and I don't know whether that's because of your extensions or maybe it's my extensions. And you're also taking forever to respond to me. I sent you something. Nope. Follower only. I'm actually going to turn off the slow. So now send me a message because I turned off the slow thing, which was the only change I made to the chat. Now send me a message and see maybe block terms. I don't like this. I'm gonna figure it out later though. I'll just have to call you and like tell you to watch a stream that's solely a troubleshooting stream. So you're actually on the phone and I can hear you and you're not just working. Well, you know, fine, I guess. Oh God. Thanks for making me all worried and upset that people have been talking to me this whole time, and you know I've just been ignoring them. I thought everything was working perfectly. I've talked to a few people, you know, they've responded. They were people that do streams, so you know. Okay, whatever. I'll go back to streaming, and I won't hear any of your wonderful comments that I'm sure is definitely gonna help. Everybody enjoy the stream more, no doubt. Okay, whatever. Okay. She just basically said she was a clone and some messed up stuff about science. Are there others from your program still out there? Other clones? You're a clone? Oh, of a man? How's that work? That sounds so insensitive. I don't know why, but that sounds like a wrong question to ask somebody in this situation. How does that work? Well,
Nerves
quite
kicking in?
frankly, pretty easily, I would imagine, since, like, you're just moving data. That's not an input that necessarily needs to be moved over.
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
I can imagine. I really can't. I'm not a clone. That I know of. Must have been an impressive commander for the UC to want a clone of him. I mean, yeah.
He would have happily told you he was one of the greats. Ultimately, though, it didn't matter. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective, and UC. Military, and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
She really waits till the last minute to like warn me about all the bad things that are gonna happen before we go do something. What did your father do to merit being executed? Was he one of the three people that got executed after the war because they, you know, were like, oh, you did war crimes? Well, at the time they weren't war crimes. What did your father? Okay, I think.
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC. But He's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
But didn't we all agree that like the bombing of that spaceport was necessary because there were literal terror morphs like invading? Like everybody pretty much chose to abandon Londinian. Why is he getting the brunt of the blame for that? Like, that makes no sense. I think we can all objectively agree that terramorphs are bad, and like they abandoning the spaceport was like, you know, the best decision, and maybe, you know, there. I don't know. Maybe I don't remember something about the Londinian thing, abandonment thing, but I could have sworn it was they were literally being overrun by terramorphs.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Why? Wow, and I thought my family was messed up. Wow, these comments, yo. So you're using me to distract them? Great. Not sure I can blame them. This family of yours doesn't sound like they were. Okay, I think we're being obsessively mean to her, considering, like, yeah, you're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours. I mean, I agree.
I really appreciate you
You may be
saying
a
that.
clone, but you're a different
I
person.
just thought you
And you know who
deserved to
taught me
know,
that?
considering
Clone
how much you've done
Wars.
already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
That makes me think that I'm gonna get into something that I can't get out of again, and I really don't want to do that. I hate when they do stuff like that. I mean, I like that like they informed me, thank you, but I hate when like you lock me into something in like an open world game. Um, your eyes, they're red. Is that a result of the cloning process? No, isn't that like because she like grew up on Mars, isn't it? The red in the eyes is like the dust or whatever. Any suggestions on? Are you willing to tell me any more about your father?
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The Red Devils unit I was a part of. They
Yeah.
were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity.
I'm asking questions
The
that I
dust at
actually
those
know the
depths,
answer to,
it
not because
seeps
I've
into
already played this,
everything.
but because I actually
The
paid
human
attention.
eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so as soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
Yeah, I figured that that was what that was from. Are you willing to tell me any more about your father?
I mean, we never spent a lot of time together. He was too busy being fleet admiral to deal with kids. I was raised by a pair of guardians instead. Until his defeat during the Colony War, though, he was known as an extremely effective commander. Savvy. Perceptive. That mind opened a lot of doors for him. And for me, too. But Victus, for all his ability, was heartless. Ruthless to a fault. In the end, that's what cost him his life.
Any suggestions on what I should say to the cabinet?
Well, thinking about it more, I suspect there'd be value in sharing the fact that the Terramorph project was, well, a failure. There's no need to be afraid of this data being weaponized. Knowing that should calm some of the cabinet's fears and make it easier for us to dispel any suspicions the other factions might have about our intentions.
So honestly, what are the risks of us accessing this data? I mean, quite a lot, honestly. You gotta look at it from the perspective of like, you know, the other nations, right? The other nations are like, I don't want you to look at data that you could be using to make more or do things, because again, that was part of the armistice thing. You had to give up this information. and basically get it locked away. And the only reason why we don't just burn it outright is just in case it ever comes up again. And like it's gonna be hard to convince people that like, you know, we're onslaughted by this information, right? Because, you know, that, which I've gone over before. Like, I really kind of don't know why the banning of like mechs.
How long's the cabinet gonna keep us waiting?
Why the banning of mechs and or like biological creatures being used in warfare? Because it's not even like they're genetically modified. They're just random animals that they've trained to use in battle, and I just don't. I'm like wrapping my head around how is that any different than us like using dogs or dolphins or anything like that, like that we do now. Like, are we saying using dogs and dolphins in like a wartime setting is, um, you know, a war crime essentially? Like, I mean, I also don't. On the same note, I don't want to be attacked by a dog, you know, or anything like that. Like, that's awful. The fact that we use canines and stuff sometimes is kind of awful. But on other human
Nerves kicking
beings.
in?
But I'm just wondering, are like, I don't know, law enforcement agencies right now just committing war crimes by the understanding of this game? Same thing with the mech thing that like also doesn't make any sense. Like, how is that any different than being in a tank? Like, how is it being in a mech different than being in a tank? And if you're saying like it's a mech that's like remote controlled, like how is that any different than a drone? I kind of just don't understand the ban here. I wish that was explained more. So honestly, what are the risks of access?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous. Which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Actually, I need to go take care of a few things. I don't have any questions now. I really, 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 really don't want to get roped into something because I wanted to go back to Mars and actually do something. But I don't know if this is just, oh, they're just telling you you're going to go through a long conversation, just get ready. Or they're going to tell me, like, you're going to get a follower and they're going to be forced on you for, like, until you finish this. Because that I don't want. I don't want a forced follower. I just got a follower.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Yes. You staring at cabinet chamber.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
I was gonna say, were you gonna actually look at my face while you're thanking me? Because you're just looking down at the table. Thanks, don't keep my ship fueled, ma'am. Oh, I get it. Thanks doesn't keep my ship fueled, ma'am. Just following orders. Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency. I mean, those both statements are very true. I was under orders, and it's a big deal. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno-Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Can we honestly take a second to like think about the fact that like there's an armistice about this data, and instead of like this data being housed in a neutral place, like a neutral planet or like outpost or something like that, like they're housing this data in literally one of the people or one of the people involved in the conflict. Like that makes no sense. Unless you're telling me that like if I go to, you know, the Freestar Collective's like capital, they also have the same type of building there, because if that's not the case, who agreed to this? Who was like, "Oh yeah, we won't use the data, but you have to house the data in our capital." And I'm supposed to
Captain?
just trust you when like literally like, you know, we considered you enemies. I'm just here to talk about what happened. Hadrian's the one with the grand plans. Oops. Remind me what's kept in these archives.
All knowledge related to the technologies banned by the UC and the Freestar Collective after the Colony War resides in the archives, including the aforementioned Terramorph data you and Hadrian are after. I want to know what you, someone with less direct involvement in the Armistice, sees as the purpose behind granting said access.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terramorph apocalypse. That is really a mouthful. We're still trying to figure out what we're facing. We can't make an informed decision without the data. That one probably makes the best one since like we're not jumping to conclusions, which both of these kind of seem like it. Or I mean, this one's just me like, I'm just here for the ride, and this one's like jumping to conclusions.
That is something to consider. Though we also have to take into account the nature of the data you require.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat
feel
who
insulted.
he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
I mean, have you seen a Terramorph? They're kind of alarming. So yes, anytime I see a Terramorph, they're absolutely alarming, and we should do something about it. And the fact that we kind of just lived in this state
Listen,
where we just like,
compose your thoughts. You let us know when you're ready.
lol. Yo, Bethesda's like new game is really just impatient as hell. Like they don't like that you're like taking the time to like listen or gather your thoughts. They're just like constantly just like, hey buddy, I know you think this is a game, but it ain't. I got things to do. But yeah, like the fact that like the entirety of this society just was like, oh yeah, Terramorphs are the thing, we can't do anything bad, and just like went about their day, is kind of absolutely ridiculous considering how insanely crazy terrifying they are, and how much insane damage they clearly do, since literally during the war we abandoned a whole colony because they were overrun by them. Like, that is so bonkers crazy that you're
It's
just
a
kind of
little
like,
intimidating. I understand.
you're just like, whatever. Like, even your like demeanor now, like, oh well, there's only a few people that died, right? Like, it wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. I only know what I was told. It's tissue-matched ones from Londinian. No, ma'am. Nothing special to report.
That is worth considering.
Yeah.
This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world.
Yep.
The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
I mean, I would grant the request, but like, obviously there has to be some stipulations behind the request, right? Like, I'm not going to just give out that kind of information willy-nilly, but like, I think there should be some sort of regulation to how that information is given out, and what of that information is given out, and like, who's it given out to. Like, Madam President, if it were me, I wouldn't grant the request. The archives are sealed for a reason. I just don't understand the reason, honestly. I mean, other than to, ensue peace. Other than that, like, why? Personally, I would wait. We don't yet have enough information yet. Yes, if the fear is the data being weaponized,
Listen,
the Terramorph program
compose your
failed. The
thoughts.
data
You
that
let
is
us know
not
when you're ready.
dangerous. I mean, that's also true. If there's a chance that what happened on Tau City could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request. I mean, yes. Why would you wait for another tragedy when you have the opportunity to try to figure out how to prevent them? Oh God, it's so weird that, like, how governments work sometimes. They literally do not act when they should, and it gets worse the longer you do not act.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Any news to share?
An incident has occurred. Facility locked.
Yo, that's a dope shotgun, and I was gonna give you
Incident?
this.
Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Oh, great.
Terramorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Is that a coincidence?
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got.
Me?
You too. We can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Okay. But I just want to say that those things are really scary looking. Oh, hey guys, shouldn't you be going down to the spaceport instead of coming up here? Oh, I see, because they're politicians. They clearly need your help more than the people at the spaceport who are lowly peasants.
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
What the hell is going on?
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Please! I can't stop!
What are you doing?
Fine.
EM fire, Captain!
EM fire? I don't know what EM fire is.
I won't lie. I am glad that's over.
Oh, did I just kill somebody? Oh, no! Nobody told me anything about EM fire. Oh, this is where they give me an EM weapon.
Now hit him with everything you've got.
Oh my god. They just literally murdered that guy. Oh no. Where is it? No wonder. There are different... Hey bud. Equip the follower with an EM weapon to engage non-lethally. Hey, I don't have an EM weapon, but...
Help us!
I did. I am so sorry. Oh no, I can't believe that just happened. What was I supposed to do?
We've got this! He's not getting back up! Why? Why is it doing? Lights out on that one!
Oh, please stop. No murdering people. Please stop. Okay.
Quiet! You're going to get its attention.
Thank God you got here when you did. I just wish it hadn't come to that.
Yeah, what the hell happened back there, Captain? There's no excuse for using lethal force here.
No, nobody told me anything about, like, non-lethal weapons. Like, that is not cool. You pronounce "thank you for saving my life" very strangely. I did what was necessary to save these people. I'm sorry, I messed up. I mean, I did, because... Oh my god!
Sorry doesn't bring these people back. A crisis isn't licensed to cast aside your morals. Understand? Now, officer, the way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We'd tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
So does this mean I need to worry about you turning on me? Are you suggesting Terramorphs can control someone else's mind? If someone comes at me, I'm putting them down. Sounds like we need to hustle.
I'm not suggesting. It's documented behavior. The result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. Some folks just shrug it off. Others hallucinate. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out at anyone around them, but still be aware while they're doing it. Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or free them by killing the Terramorph. Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.